Hello and welcome. Thanks so much for joining again today. It's another edition of Poultry Science. Now, we talked about it the last time that we're going to consider in the next video, that is this video, 7 rights in vaccine administration. Now, there's something about 7. 7 stands for completeness, perfection, being perfect. Now, when you get these things right, you're sure to be on the right path. So you're going to ensure 7 things. Number 1, the right state of health. The right state of health of what? The vaccine itself and the animals to be vaccinated. Now, when we talk about health, what the vaccine is quoted, the vaccine should not have broken chain. The vaccine should be wholesome, should have been bought from a place, a reputable store. Now, more particularly the animals. We said this in the previous videos. You don't vaccinate a sick animal. You don't vaccinate a sick person if it's also human, but let's stay with chicken. You don't vaccinate a sick chicken. The reason is because the animal's immune system is already down, and the vaccine contains either weakened form or attenuated form or killed form or frozen form of the same pathogen that you want to prevent from. So if the animal's immune system is low, you introduce it in, it's even going to add a negative influence on the animal, bringing it down with the disease or the pathogen that already causes the disease. So you want to give an animal the test when it's already strong. When it's strong, when the immune system is strong, and it can fight the pathogen that is in the vaccine and then retain the memory of it. So never try to vaccinate an animal that is sick. So the animal must be in the right state of health. So that is done. Number 2, the right vaccine and diet. Now please get the right vaccine for the right pathogen you want to boost immunity against. Get the right vaccine and also get the right diluent. Some vaccines are actually going to be diluted or dissolved. So make sure you ask your professional to give you the right diluent or a solvent that dissolves the vaccine. So that's going to be that settled. And then vaccinate at the right time. Now when we talk about time, we're talking about it in respect of seasons and the time of the day, in 2 points. Now, but let's look at it now. That is where vaccination schedule comes in. The vaccination schedule, like I said in the previous videos, please, if you've not watched the previous video, I want to implore you to watch them. Go back and watch the previous videos. We said that vaccines or the arrangement of vaccines, the vaccination schedule varies from region to region, state to state, place to place, depending on certain factors, which also include what disease is endemic there, all that. So just try to look at it. So follow and the season, hot season, dry season, and the others. So during the hot season, dry season, what disease is more prevalent than the other? So you know when to vaccinate your chicken against it. So that is one thing that time. Vaccinate also in the right time of the day. More often than not is better when animals are not stressed. When people are stressed, it is easily assumed, and it's actually true, that the immune system can be lowered. So when it's not hot, like you found about. Now what I'm talking about heat is I'm in the tropics, in the tropical region. The tropic is known for high rainfall and also high temperature. It's also called a warm, wet environment, where it is warm and it's also wet. These two unfavorable conditions are actually favorable for pathogens. So now you don't do it mostly when it's hot. Try to do it in the cool of the day, either early in the morning or in the evening time, not usually when the sun is very hot, like in the afternoons. Then the right dosage. Please don't give too much. If you give too low or too high, Now let me give you the consequences. When it's too low, like you have, let's say, a flock of 50,000 birds, and you give a vaccine that is only enough for 30,000, let's say, in drinking water. Now what happened is this: the organisms, the chickens, have not taken enough that will help them boost the immune system enough. So it's just like you've not done anything. Now someone says in this proverb, if you're cooking and you added salt, even if you added up to, let's say, 50 grams of salt, depending on the size of the pot, and yet the salt, the taste of the salt have not actually come out in the food, the one you put already is wasted. You say, oh yes, I put 50 grams. Yeah, you put 50 grams, but it didn't come out. It's not tasty. It's not tasting anything like so. So it's wasted. So if you want to add salt to a food, for example, you have to put it in a quantity that is just enough that you feel the taste of it. Otherwise, if it's too low, it's wasted. Now, the same analogy is used here. If you vaccinated, we don't care how much you spent on the vaccines. If they are not enough, you wasted money. Money washed down the drain. Now, it's just wasted. However, it's also bad if it's too high, because the pathogens, the immune system at that point, at that age, may not be able to handle a certain level of attenuated or weakened form vaccine, whether it is live or killed or frozen. You may not be able to handle them if they are too much. In other words, the pathogen becomes activated or awakened. They may even kill those birds. For example, now, if I use a vaccine meant for 2,000 birds, a flock of 2,000 birds, a vaccine made for a flock of 2,000 birds, and I use it for a flock of 200, the vaccines will overwhelm the animals, they will kill. It's just as good as when you say an overdosage of drug. The same thing, overdosage of vaccine. Bad. Now, the next, I haven't done this. Another right, the right route. We'll talk about the right route. What are the routes? The route means the means by which you introduce the vaccine. It could be oral, that is through the mouth. It could be nasal, through the nose. It could be aerosol. Aerosol. Spray in the environment. It could be subcutaneous. Under the skin. It could be intravenous, through the vein. It could be intramuscular, through the muscles. Any other route, you have to pass through the right route. It could be, now, orals, usually more often than not, through feed or water. If a vaccine is to be introduced through the mouth, you pass it through or you inject it, wasted. If you're supposed to pass through the veins and you make it go through the nose, wasted. In fact, you jeopardize your animals, they could die. So you ask your professional to tell you what route. Better still, in fact, the best thing is, if you don't know how to do it, let the professional do it. Just pay a little amount rather than risk your entire flock. Pay a little amount and they'll do it for you. So the right route is good. So the next thing is the right needle size. Now, why do we talk about size? Because you can't use the same needle for a chick, the same needle that you use for an adult bird for a chick, the adult bird, just like in pediatrics and in human medicine, you don't use the same needle size for adults for baby infants. So some people don't know that syringes come with needles of different sizes. Ask your health professional, they'll tell you. So syringes come with needles of different sizes. So you have to know the size that is corresponding to the age of the bird and the stage of the bird. So use it. So smaller needles for smaller animals and bigger needles for bigger animals. Then the next is the right vaccination record. You need to keep good record. Why? Reason is this. Number one, for future reference. How did I do this 5 years ago? How did I do this 2 days ago? You go back to the record. Oh, I did this before this. I did this after this. Oh, I did this. Oh, no wonder. I did this. That was why I got the right result. Oh, that was why I got the wrong result. So you keep record. Please keep record. Another reason is this. Some people who wants to buy, for example, now some people keep birds, day-old chicks, and when they're about 16, 17 weeks old or 15 weeks old, they sell them as points of lay or point of cage. So anybody who is to buy a point of lay or point of cage birds, they would ask you, let me see the vaccination record. They want to see if you actually vaccinated them properly, if you gave them drugs properly, if you dewormed them at the right time. So these things are important. So the right state of health of the animal and the vaccine, the right vaccine on diluents, the right time, the right dosage, the right route, the right needle and size, and the right vaccine gives you the right results. Please share, like, follow, subscribe. Thank you so much. If you gain knowledge, spread the news. Thank you.